How do you choose the right water bottle and water container for your next adventure, backpacking, climbing, hike? Well, I'm going to tell you in this video. My name is Linsdau. I'm a polar explorer and professional adventurer. I've been out a lot of times. I've spent probably a year plus in a tent in totality in my life. I mean, it's pretty crazy. I know a couple more people who've spent longer, but I have other things I have to do with my life too. So this video, I'm focusing on what water bottle do you choose based on your requirements of travel. So let's talk about that for a minute. When you're backpacking, what sort of water bottle do you like to use? The number one most popular is not necessarily REI, I'll turn that around, but the Nalgene design. These absolutely dominate the market. The Nalgene, the 1 liter Nalgene, you can see these things in Russia, Antarctica, Greenland, Alaska, South America, Africa. I mean, literally everywhere. The Nalgene dominates the design because it's so universal. Multiple people make it. Apparently, it must be out of patent. But this thing is really great because you can open the lid. The lid is super large. It's easy to pour fluid in there. It's easy to drink out of. It's easy to transport. You can get sleeves for it. It fits in your backpack, and it's super nice. Now, the challenge is it has some downsides. I'm going to fire up my handy dandy scale here, and one of the biggest downsides is weight. This thing weighs, let me pause it there. The Nalgene bottle weighs 6.4 ounces or 180 grams. That's pretty heavy because if you have to carry several of those, you're carrying a pound of plastic container just to carry water. Now, the huge advantage of these is when you're climbing or hiking or backpacking in sub-freezing temperatures because the mouth of the container is large, it's easy to chisel of the ice, they are highly, highly durable, and I don't know what they cost right now, but I'll put a link below so you can check that out and see what it's like. But when I'm in sub-freezing temperatures, I always bring my Nalgene because they've proven to be the most reliable. However, I have had a lid fail in Antarctica where I couldn't get it to stop leaking. I brought up a backup lid. Thank the Lord I did. So that's the first option. The next option are these water bladders. Now, you might have a Camelback. That's the most popular name. I prefer Platypus because it's a polyethylene instead of that soft rubberized stuff that requires a huge heavy lid. Now, these are really, really good because they're crazy light. How light are they? Well, let me weigh it here. All right. Now, this 2 liter bag is 1.3 ounces or 36 grams. So this 36 grams or 1.3 ounces can carry twice as much fluid as my 6.4 whatever ounce Nalgene. That's a huge advantage. I mean, I can carry gallons of water for the weight of the container compared to one Nalgene bottle. That's why these have become very popular. Now, again, I prefer Platypus to Camelback simply because you just screw on the lid and that's it. I have broken the lid, so there is that. You got to bring a spare lid. Downside there, these do fall over. They stand up pretty well. Camelbacks, they don't stand up at all. They have no structure whatsoever. It's like an amoeba that you carry around. And those things utterly require you to have a sippy pipe or a tube and a bite valve, which, have you ever put that bite valve in the dirt 50 times on a backpacking trip? You'll have to agree with me. It's freaking gross. I don't know how many people I've had where they've had their Camelback water bladder get all bacteria, algae laden. It's disgusting. The reason I bring these is simply, and I normally don't have a 2 liter, I bring a 1 liter, is to make water. So what I do is I'll find a creek or river or a clear lake. I'll get the water inside the water bladder, the 1 liter. I'll put in my Aqua Myra. That way I can sanitize the water, and that's the sole purpose of this. Because also drinking straight out of these things, it is so easy to lift it up and it's very difficult to control drinking out of. So I don't like the bladders to drink out of. I can't stand those hoses, and these things are worthless in sub-freezing conditions. Worthless, because they will turn to ice. The hole is small. It's impossible to chisel that out. If you think, oh, the neoprene hose will do great on my Camelback, yeah, I've had the neoprene double hose cover frozen freaking solid. It's, I suppose, funny to see people like, oh, mine's fine, and then they get up on freaking Elbrus and Russia or wherever, and they can't drink a thing. So these are only good for summer conditions and for just making water for me. That's my choice. But my favorite standard water bottle for drinking, not carrying, I use a 1 liter like these guys for transitioning, but I'll use this 18 to 20 ounce throwaway bottle from the grocery store. It usually has soda or coconut water or Gatorade or whatever. These things are ultra cheap. They fit better in a pocket. They fit better in a backpack. The water, lid, is still nice and large, where you can still have, if it's a little chilly, you can deal with this. I actually brought these to Greenland and used them for my drinking water. I was able to put it in my jacket and keep it still liquid, even though it was minus 20 degrees in raging blizzards. I cannot carry a 1 liter Nalgene in my bucket and my jacket because my breast will be huge compared to the smaller bottles. Again, the bladder is worthless. So these are super cheap, and you get to start off with a refreshing drink, and the lids are ultra tough and abuse resistant. How much do these bad boys weigh? Well, let me turn the scale on and let's see what they weigh. This particular one, all right, weighs, again, 1.5 ounces or 42 grams. Now, granted, this thing is heavier than the water bladder, at least the platypus, and it is infinitely lighter than those Camelback things, and way lighter. In fact, the Camelback's about the same weight as a Nalgene. But when these die or they get gross, I can also hack them to pieces if I need emergency stiff plastic. I love these bottles just for the fact that you can get them anywhere. They're, I wouldn't say disposable just to throw them away, but I can reuse them for a whole trip. And if they get disgusting, I can pitch them in the recycle bin so I'm not destroying the environment or anything. And it has a huge advantage if it gets lost or taken at the airport. Oh well, easy to get another one versus worrying about an Nalgene or this. So for me, this 18 to 20 fluid ounce bottle, I don't know what it is in liters, you can figure that out. But these are actually my favorite bottle for backpacking, hiking, and adventuring in non-sub-zero general temperatures. When it's sub-zero, I generally just have to use this. I know I used this in Greenland. I had some icing problems, but whatever. So as long as it's not sub-zero, these bottles are just blow away bladders or Nalgenes. So there you go. That is my recommendation. Save you a lot of money from having to buy $100 in Nalgene bottles or ridiculously overpriced water bottles. Just go to your local Target, Walmart, gas station store, grocery store, wherever. Get 1 or 2 of these and then just use this as your tank to fill up to purify your water, and it works so much better. My name is Aaron Linsdau. I'm a polar explorer and professional adventurer. Please like and comment on the video, and if you found it helpful, subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for watching and enjoy your adventures!